Okay, good morning everybody. It is Friday. Hopefully you all had a good week. I just realised I've only just posted the link, so we'll just wait a couple minutes just for everyone to join in. How's everyone's week? I know there's been a couple of you requesting payouts, which is beautiful to see. I'm going to start on the daily time frame, and I just wanted to break down the extensions from this week, just so anyone that hasn't had chance to look at any of the other videos from this week, you can see where we are. But if we just zoom out on the high time frame, missed most of this week. Oh, Lucian, you made enough bread for the whole month, so you're all good. You're all good. But anyway, to zoom out on the daily, you can see, obviously, in fact, we can probably go weekly just to see where we are, because it's obviously such a large move. In fact, let's just do the monthly. Let's just zoom right out and do this together, right? Your same anchor, new high on this extension as well, and yeah, you are pretty much spent the second month now inside this negative 100 from the same anchor new high from 2022, November 2022. So if you go to the weekly, you can see that extension comes all the way back down here. Is there anyone in the room that was here when we traded this? I think there is, but nearly only a year ago, last March, so not that long. No, 2 years ago, sorry, yeah, nearly 2 years. So that is the setup that we traded all last year and the year before. That is pretty much all of this move. So you can see the same anchor new high. Again, beautiful 38 retest. And completed the 2362. And again, ended up retesting that really, really nicely. As well as the 2020 extension anchor. So that is where we are, and of course those completions are still above us, so we are just slowly gravitating towards these higher time frame targets. Inside all of that, we obviously have other extensions that are on a smaller time frame, such as a daily time frame, and those extensions, I hate when that drawing stays on, and those extensions come from one of those. The most important for me is that Trump tweet, and again, that has gone all the way to its negative 100, and we follow those extensions up. And we are currently very close to completing the full negative 100 of that extension as well, which is 23,950s. Unfortunately, we don't have enough magnitude to get there today, I don't think. And inside that, there is the other draw that we have, which is what we've been trading all week. So this is that halfway back that we've traded all week. And this is why just using, in my opinion, using fibs in conjunction with all of my ATRs and other indicators, it's just so much easier to view the market, for me anyway. So this was the traditional that started the week technically on Sunday, gave me the bias, and that's how actually made such a really big day on Monday. $40,000 day. Annoyingly, I was only able to actually profit 12,000 of that in my bank account, because Take Profit had their stupid rules of the hedging, which is just ridiculous. But anyway, so don't have those accounts because they took them off me, which again is crazy. But anyway, we came down into a full weekly halfway back, which traded on Tuesday low of week. Well, actually, no, sorry, not Tuesday low week, Tuesday halfway back. Never traded the 62. So again, your best setups, in my opinion, come when you don't trade the 62. And when I say don't trade, I mean ideally don't even touch it, right? And that is pretty much where we've stuck all of this week. And that's why I said this morning in the Discord, for anyone that's in the Discord, we're probably going to struggle getting past this. This is that red line here. That red dotted line is the daily ATR down midpoint from the Thursday last week candle. So that is at midpoint. So, probably maybe some people class that as a fair value gap. I don't know if that is or not. But anyway, it's basically the midpoint of the ATR candle, right? Just to make it easy for me to explain what it is. And that's how I use it. So that is at midpoint, and it just happens to be, it lines up with the 23 completion of the week, which is really nice. So it just going into today, where are we? Well, we're opening up, as you can see, above trend. We do have the previous day high at 23,670s, and all I will be really doing today is just checking to see Yeah, we did trade. We traded the same anchor new low on the week perfectly on yesterday's low at 2 o'clock. I didn't trade that. We took the short yesterday, and I didn't even realize. Look how beautiful that same anchor new high was. Wow, that was the low. That was the low. That's pretty crazy. So that traded on the RTH. So I would like to see that level get traded again, just on the fact that typically when a level trades on the RTH like that only once, typically it does get retested. So I don't know if I will short that necessarily, just because you'd have to break trend at like 414s for me to want to really look at shorts, and also the previous day low. And then at that point you are pretty much at you are at that target, so I'm pretty much shorting a target, which makes no sense whatsoever. So I probably won't short into that level. I'll probably just look at that level as something that may get traded. And the way I will use that is I will just be really cautious on if I take any longs today, because knowing that that level is down here makes me very cautious on trying to marry a long position. So just have two cautions really. In short, if you know, this is a real caution area here in terms of the longs. Getting above here is going to be hard, and then also if you do get above there, you've got this area down here that may want to get retested. So we're pretty much stuck in what is 560s down to, call it, 340. So we're in like a 200 point range here. Yeah, about a 200 point range. So, and then of course there is also an ATR reversal candle midpoint down here. So yeah, you have a pretty sideways choppy range at the moment. I know it's 200 points, but I'm not really one for selling the highs and buying the lows in ranges like this personally. But yeah, tricky one for me today. The ATRs are showing 580 points, which is, oh, I guess that's because that's low and high. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Just to double check. Yeah, that's why. So I'm just trying to see what I don't even really have a plan today. I don't really have a plan. We traded the halfway back into the close yesterday. That same anchor new high is down there at 490s. I'm kind of stuck here because I can't really do much to the long side until you're probably above. I want to say yesterday's high, but that's just obviously not going to give me much room. I think all I really do is I will draw the extension from yesterday, and I will just I will probably nakedly bid this area here. And that's all I really have, to be honest. I don't really have anything else. So I will set an alert at 456s. I will probably give that like a 6 or a 7 out of 10 in terms of rating, just purely because you're not above the previous day high. The BX isn't yet green. It's still red on the daily, so it hasn't closed. And also on the half an hour, you are red as well. So like, I don't really like this long, to be honest. But I'm not going to do anything until you really get down to 456. If we just rally from the open above here, then maybe we catch, because at that point you'll be green on the BX. Maybe we catch something like that, right? But we'll wait for that to happen. So again, I will alert, basically call it 670s. So if I miss that for whatever reason, I'll alert that as well. And I'm just going to remove some targets that I had from yesterday. And I will alert the 456s. So again, 456s for your charts, and previous day high, which is obviously here, right, from yesterday, 10 a.m. Again, I don't love the long down here, but I don't really see, I don't really foresee anything else other than that, and that just really gives me, it would give me a decent enough risk to reward, where I could probably risk 50 points and probably target back up into these highs, and that's still a 2.5R. So again, I can be wrong on that trade quite a lot and still make money, but ideally if it goes to targets, obviously that's a 3.5R trade. So again, I would take it most of the time and just appreciate it's not going to win all the time because of the risk to reward. And also the actual setup of the trade. But that's all I would really have. And of course, if the shorts do win and we break trend, then maybe we just get a retest of this, which is what I think probably happens, a retest of this level from yesterday. Again, levels that trade specifically on extensions on the RTH typically do like to get traded more than once. So I do think that is a draw. I just don't really want to be shorting in this range because it's just really, really choppy. You've broken the 61 from the low to high. You've broken the 61, so this is technically a break of a short, and therefore technically longs are valid. So I'm kind of just like trying to give you both sides of the picture because both sides are valid. I just don't think it's super clean today. So, and especially on a Friday as well, I don't really want to be giving back too many profits if I can help it. So yeah, hopefully that's been useful. Again, we'll do some commentary in the Discord, but yeah, not the most sexiest days in terms of A+ setups by any means so far. Of course, anything can change on the open, but currently we're in this range. Again, you've broken the short, you have a potential long setup. I will most likely take it and just accept, you know, if it's a stop out, it's a stop out, that's fine. Other than that, if there's any questions, let me know, but I will jump over into the Discord. Anyone on YouTube who's not in the Discord, click the link below if you want to join. Other than that, I will see you all on Monday for anyone that's not in the Discord.